Oh my lord. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Hope you're all having a good one. United have just missed out on the signing of Erling Haaland. This is a couple of hours ago, actually, but I've just seen it. I'm just jumping on here. So, Erling Haaland has been talked about as a potential signing for Manchester United in January for basically the last 6 months, certainly the last few months. Every single United channel pumping out content about Haaland being close, all this good stuff. Which at one point it looked like it was. If he's being flown over, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's meeting with him and all that good stuff. I mean, I personally think that it's a bit of a nightmare for United because we could have really done with Erling Haaland right now. Obviously, there's a host of top clubs around Europe queuing up to sign him because he's a great talent, because he's a wonderful young talent who looks like he could be the future star. He's being talked about as the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So United have had a bloody nightmare to miss out on this signing of this player, to be fair. But you have to say, it's not all that surprising. It's like I wanted to see Erling Haaland come to the club. I think I made one video on the prospect of him coming to the club, and most United fans would have wanted to see him here. So there was good reason to think that maybe he was being talked about. There was that Mouldy connection. There's the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer connection. In the end, it turns out it all means absolutely cod's wallet bollocks nothing because he's not signed for United. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund. And, it's kind of funny, really. It's like, what is going on? We can't even sign like 19-year-old up and coming wonder kids these days. But we don't have the Champions League football to offer these players. That's a big point. You would think maybe a 19-year-old player like Erling Haaland wouldn't be really too bothered about that right now. But at Dortmund, he will play. At Dortmund, he will challenge for things. They can challenge for domestic trophies, domestic cups, European cups, all that good stuff. United cannot really offer the players that we are signing those options right now. I mean, in one way, it's like we still got Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's burst on the scene. He's an unbelievable striking talent. But it would have been nice to have Haaland simply because he's a different type of player. He's a bigger unit. He gives you something else. He gives you another option. So I am disappointed that United have missed out on the signing of Erling Haaland here. Let's just be real about that. But am I that surprised that he's not come to Manchester United? Not that surprised at all. I could have saw it coming a long time ago simply because of how it was being reported about. It was almost like it was a done thing. And in my experience, when there's done deals and done things like this, it's not half the story at all. We've seen it previously in the past. I remember it was like it was almost about to be announced that Manchester United had signed Pedro, and then he went and joined bastard Chelsea. So, you've got to take all of these speculative news stories with a pinch of salt. I don't like to get too involved with sheer speculation and sheer rumours. I'm not in the industry of pumping out clickbait content in order to make money off the fans of the football club that I support. So that's not really what I'm in it for. But there's a lot of other people out there that are doing it. All you have to do is search hard and you will see what I'm saying. But anyway, he's not going to be a Manchester United player. The deal is a 4.5-year deal. He's set to be sort of unveiled. It's actually already been unveiled, but he's set to be confirmed and for everything to go through and him to arrive at Borussia Dortmund on the 3rd of January. So it's done. He's a Borussia Dortmund player. The speculation is ended. Manchester United are no longer pursuing Erling Haaland because he's no longer an RB Salzburg player. He is, in fact, a Dortmund player. Now, why has this happened? Why has he not chosen Manchester United? Why has he snubbed Manchester United, if you like? I don't see it as a snub. Apparently, it's been reported here, take it with a pinch of salt, that we met Haaland's €20 million release clause, but we refused to meet conditions for the transfer, with the stumbling block believed to be the value of the buyout clause should the striker move to another club. So, I'm not really too sure what we've missed out on here. Maybe we were just not able to meet the terms that the club wanted, and Borussia Dortmund were willing to do that. And if they want to sell him in a few years and make a decent profit on that, maybe they'll be more open to doing that than United. United are looking to get obviously long-term assets at the club that we can keep and that can improve and that fits the ethos of this football club right now, which is going for players that are good, young, hungry, up-and-coming players who are going to get better and are going to stay at United and be stalwarts at United for the next 10 years. That's basically what we're hoping to go for right now. And you can see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the signings he's made, they fit that sort of a mould. Whether it's Maguire or Wan-Bissaka or James, those guys that he signed already fit that mould down to the ground. Can you blame Erling Haaland for not wanting to come to Manchester United right now? Like I say, Dortmund offers him a little bit more. Probably Dortmund offered him more money. Who knows? Dortmund offered him certainly the ability to challenge for things over in Germany, domestic cups, titles, that sort of thing. I know Bayern Munich, obviously, the big club over there, but even so, Champions League, stuff like that. These are big factors in Erling Haaland maybe wanted to go over there. Plus, you have to remember that his dad, Roy Keane, once freaking did him out there and pretty much ended his career. So, it's like maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just a family connection, a family tie. Sorry, even though you like Ollie, even though we're from Norway, you're not going to play for United. That's just it. And his dad's just laid the smack down there. It's possible. We don't really know. Anyway, guys, get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I just wanted to jump on here very, very quickly to give you my thoughts and opinions on exactly what is happening with Manchester United and the transfer window, transfer news, speculation, all this good stuff. What do you think this means now for who we go out there and get as a striking option? The only other player up top there that we've really been connected to and talked about is there's a couple actually. Mandzukic is one who's obviously old and he's a good talented player, gives us a different option, maybe would make sense as a backup option in January, because I do think we definitely need to get a striking option in Jan, but he doesn't fit the ethos of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to do at the football club at all. Do you know what I mean? He's over the hill completely. People were saying, Callum Wilson over at Bournemouth is maybe another option, which, it's an option, but would he want to leave a football club that will provide him with lots of game time and lots of games and come to United and play second fiddle to people who are much younger than him and just be a backup option? I'm not so sure. Let's have a look into the comment section then, lads and lasses. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in and stopping by right now. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Do us a favour, if you are in here, smash a cheeky little like on this video and get your thoughts and opinions in. Erling Haaland has freaking snubbed United. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund. He's stuck up a big old finger to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And he said the equivalent of do one, I'm joining the Germans in Norwegian. So that's what's happened there. Say, paint it whichever way you want. Oh shit, Matt Rush comments, Mandzukic has gone to Qatar. So that's how much I've been following that. And how interested I was in Mario Mandzukic coming to the club. Wasn't even aware he's already gone and signed for a different club. Oliver H comments, hey Pig, how you doing? Hey Oliver, thanks very much for stopping by. Let's see what you guys think about this particular set of circumstances then. Adam84657, thank you for your comment, Adam. He comments and says, Ollie must demand signings in Jan. We can't just blame Ed. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems to be a yes man, and that's why we don't sign enough players. He's not really had that much time in the job to really be a 100% yes man when it comes to transfer dealings, I think, because he's signed a few players that he wanted. He wouldn't have been happy about Lukaku and Sanchez and Herrera going and us not replacing. I would imagine he will be hot on the case of Ed Woodward saying, look, we need signings in January. I agree with you. We must demand signings in January, and he must demand signings in January. And I think he will do that. And we'll see how much of a yes man he is based on who he brings in the January transfer window, because we definitely need somebody. Okay, Erling Haaland's not available, but somebody else out there, we've got to go and get somebody else to help out, replace. Verbal Kint comments, Pig, you are the only United channel doing something on this. Is that true? Has nobody else done a video on Erling Haaland? Because I'm late to the party on this one. This has been announced hours ago. I would imagine that some of the other channels would have done videos about this already for sure. But maybe it's just simply the fact they've already done about 17 videos saying that he's going to sign and it's a done deal. So maybe that's why they're not doing any videos about it right now. Illy United comments, Pig, I said Haaland is not coming in United. I knew it. Yeah, fair play to you. That's it. You can never say that a deal is done. It looked like it was likely. There was a good basis to actually discuss it and talk about it. It's not just completely fabricated out of thin air. It's not like, Cristiano Ronaldo to United, let's just make a story about that. There was some basis to it, simply because United are desperate for that sort of player. He has that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer connection. There's that Norwegian connection. You would think that he would be an ideal candidate for United right now. And maybe, just maybe with his age and where he is in his career and the development of his career, being at Manchester United right now actually makes a lot more sense than being at some of the other top clubs around Europe. Because we need him more than a lot of the other top clubs around Europe, which means he's going to get game time, which means he's going to have a bigger emphasis in the team and he's going to develop better. You would think. But in the end, we've lost out to Borussia Dortmund. Alex the Rinconator comments, afternoon Pig, Haaland wanted too much money, a release clause and guaranteed playtime. Would have stunted Greenwood, Rashford and Martial's growth. Hey, that's a very, very good point and a big factor to it probably, Alex. Thank you very much for getting in there. I think you're right. I think it would have stunted those other players' growth. It would have been nice to have him. In the end, he's a bit big bollocks. In the end, he's like, I'm already semi-Zlatan. So you're going to have to respect me and give me game time. Zlatan doesn't do auditions. Erling Haaland wanted certain assurances, I guess, that United were not able to give him. So yeah, that's why it's fallen down. I mean, I'm hearing reports. Obviously, you can't guarantee this, but I'm hearing reports that he's on 130,000 a week, euros or pounds. Either way, that's a heck of a lot of money for a young lad like that who's only played in the Norwegian league, who's only played in the Austrian league for RB Salzburg, and sure, he's scored a shit ton of goals, but that is actually a lot of money. That's Jesse Lingard money right there. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of money. So, but it has fallen down for various reasons, release clauses, things like that. Like United, when we sign players, we don't want to fall to that positions where we're only signing players with release clauses. So like a big club release clause, when a bigger club comes in, and that means that you have to accept the offer. It's triggered in the clause. No, United is not a football club like that. So if it's fallen down for that sort of reason, then I can completely understand it. No player should be signing for United with a big club release clause or anything in there. Archie comments, Pig, you can't be surprised by this. I'm not surprised by it at all, Archie. Things like this happen all the time, like I was saying previously about Pedro for United. When that happened and then he signed for Chelsea, there's a lot of instances where we've had players linked to the club. Everybody and their auntie is saying it's a done deal, it's a foregone conclusion, it's done. And then they end up going to one of our rivals, or it's just another football club, such as happened here. Noor Hussein comments, didn't fancy him anyway, too big, another Lukaku doesn't suit our style. Fair enough, I mean, it's how you look at it, you're right. The way that we're playing at the moment and the players we've got up there, they're all similar sorts of players. Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, they're very skillful, they're intricate, they're quick, pacey players, And in a way, he is a completely different player, but that's kind of a good thing in my eyes, because you do need a different option sometimes off the bench. But the problem with Haaland is he probably wasn't happy, like Alex Rincon was saying a moment ago. He wanted game time assurances and things like that. He probably wasn't happy playing that role. He wants, obviously, to play and start games and be a focal point for Manchester United, which at this moment in time, it's a lot to gamble in Erling Haaland, to be fair, if we did sign him. Because he's only been doing it in the Austrian Bundesliga. Like, it's not the best standard football league in the world, that one. Okay for Molde over in Norway as well. Illy United says, I don't like him, he's Lukaku too. So a lot of people seem to be quite happy that we've dodged the bullet of Erling Haaland coming here. I personally would have liked to have seen him come to the football club. I think we need more options up there. He fit into that whole young quality player that can develop sort of mentality that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was trying to do there. But at the end of the day, no player is bigger than Manchester United. Certainly not some bloody up-and-comer whippersnapper who's just come on the scene, thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks and thinks he's bigger than United. Nah, mate. So I'm quite happy about it, to be fair. I only want footballers coming to play for United who are desperate to put on that red shirt. If he'd rather go play for Dortmund, then he's a Dortmund player. He's not a Manchester United player, is he? Matt Lewis comments, I don't think we actually needed him, to be honest. I'm kind of happy we spend the city money. I'm kind of happy we didn't spend the city money on him when we could use city to be spent on elsewhere. You need to work on your English there, Matt Lewis, as you've been on the old beers today, son. Okay? Anyway, he says, spent elsewhere, and to be honest, he's going to cost the earth in a couple of years anyway. Yeah, fair enough. You're absolutely right, though. Like, if we're talking about the positions that need to be signed, that we need to make signings in at Manchester United right now, strikers like second or third on the list, it is quite important. But we still got Martial there. We've still got Rashford who can play there. We've still got Greenwood up there. So really, it's not like we're absolutely desperate in that area. I think the position we are desperate to strengthen in would be the midfield, would be in behind the striker, would be the creative aspect of the midfield. Fred's done a really good job recently. He has. He's come on leaps and bounds, and I still hope and think that he can be a really good part of this squad. But in terms of real ultimate quality players, I think we could definitely do with somebody there, especially if Paul Pogba is going to be sold. Because there's all this weird speculation about Pogba at the moment, and rightfully so again. Why was he not even on the bench in the last game? He was fit enough to play the two previous games, like cameo performances. You'd think he'd be fit enough to just sit on the bench, but obviously not. Like, I don't really understand that. That makes me question a few things too. GTR Red Star Gaming, thank you very much for your super chat, buddy. Comments, Ollie now looks like a total fuckwit. I personally don't think he does, man. I mean, okay, he has had a meeting with him, but if the fact is, if the player's asking for too much, or if the player wants a big club release clause because United's not considered a big club now, and we're just going to lose him to Barcelona for sure. I'm sure a lot more money than we paid for him, but even so, it's like I wouldn't want to sign that type of player either. And what's being reported on at the moment, and what Rincon alluded to earlier, is the fact that there were some sort of contract negotiation issues like that. So, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really looks like that much of a fuckmate. He's not come out in the public and said, yeah, it's a done deal, lads. Yeah, we're definitely getting Haaland in January. No, he's not said that at all. He's just sort of, put water on the speculation. So, I don't really think it makes him look too much of a tit. I just think we've been interested in a player. We've gone in for a player. And it's not worked out for us. If we'd had a big name manager there instead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't see it helping us out in this situation anymore. Like I say, there's that whole Leeds United bloody Alfinger Haaland crap going on there. There's the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Norwegian. He has that Moldy connection. That would only help and help as a positive to try and bring a player like Haaland into the club. If we had Mourinho at the club, I'm pretty sure it's not going to help us out any more than having Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. I could be wrong. In this instance, I mean, simply because of that Norway connection and everything. So, there you go. Alex comments, Sancho and Eriksen would be sick, but I'll be shocked if it happens, yeah. I mean, the Sancho move. Look, we all want Sancho at the club. Jadon Sancho, he's like 19 years of age as well. He's one of the best players in the Bundesliga already. Forget Erling Haaland doing it over in a Mickey Mouse league in the Austrian Bundesliga. He's actually doing it in the real Bundesliga, Jadon Sancho, and we've seen how good he is for England too. Like, that's the player we could definitely do with. But at the same time, it's like Dan James is doing an all right job, isn't he? Dan James is getting assists left, right and centre. Looking really, really lively out there on the wing for us. Cost 15 million. Rashford over on the other side. He's actually turned into a real unbelievable goal scorer from a wide position for us lately. So those are not, in my opinion, okay, injury problem would actually absolutely screw us right now. So yeah, we do need Sancho, but it's like that's not the key position of the club that needs strengthening right now. It'd be nice to get him. I think that's more of an end of the year type scenario. But yeah, Eriksen, that's another possibility over at Spurs. Doesn't fit the ethos, in my opinion, of looking for those younger, hungrier players who are more ambitious and really have a point to prove. But he does fit that mould of being an experienced, quality, proven, creative player. And he's great at set pieces and things like that as well. So he definitely is a player we should be looking at. It's just whether or not we can get, a Bruno Fernandes or a James Maddison. But in terms of those three players, I've spoken about it previously, I do think Eriksen's probably the most realistic right now for us, because I don't see Jose Mourinho really putting his faith in Christian Eriksen at this moment in time. Sam Ingram comments, Dear Flying Pig, it is about time Ed Woodward and the Glazers leave Manchester United ASAP and go to the NFL with Tom Hicks and George Gillette and sell Manchester United to Jeff Bezos. Come on, Jeffy! Get in there, son! Yeah, I agree with you. I do think that they are just complete cancer and leeches at this football club, and it's a brilliant football club, but it's never really fulfilling its potential over the last 10 years because of those fucking Glazers. That's basically it. Like, if we had true owners who loved the club and invested in the club and invested all this money that this football club makes into the club and didn't add to our debt, maybe we'd be able to manoeuvre a lot better in the transfer market. In fact, we definitely would. And we probably wouldn't be in this position where we don't have Champions League football and things like that. It's their mismanagement of the club, and Woodward, of course, that is the main factor in this right now. XTRM Links comments, Grealish was rumoured to join Man United. Yeah, I mean, Jack Grealish is another player that I really like, actually. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's got a bit of attitude. I think he's got a bit of arrogance that United are maybe lacking at the moment. He's certainly young. He's certainly hungry. He's certainly had a really great couple of seasons over at Villa, and he's been a standout player for them this year. It's like, I would definitely be interested in that guy. That's a realistic signing as well that we could make. Is that enough? Is that enough in the January transfer window? No. I think we are aware we need a couple of midfield players, and we could do with a striker, and we could do with a winger too. Alex Rudd, thank you very much for your super chat here, Alex Rudd. He comments, Bacon Brigade, cheaper than your porn subscription. What are we talking about here? Oh, okay, he's talking about the new channel membership we've got on the go. Thank you very much there, Alex Rudd, for bringing that up. He was the first member, so you're a top man there. Right, okay, let's just read a bunch more of your comments out then, lads and lasses, and then I'm going to wrap this one up reasonably quick. I was only able to just jump on my phone today here. I wanted to jump on. It probably sounds a little bit shite, but you just have to forgive me on this particular occasion. It probably looks a lot better or worse, depending on which way you look at it. Thank you very much, Matty Rush. Go and follow him on Twitter as well, top man. He says, if Ollie doesn't get anyone in Jan, then he needs to promote Garner and Gomez, nothing to lose. Yeah, that's exactly true. I mean, we do need to do that rather than seeing the likes of Jesse Lingard keep featuring in the side. I'd much rather see Gomez given an opportunity. And even if he doesn't perform, at least he's a young lad learning. People like Chong too, certainly Garner. But look, those guys, they're great and they're young, but you do need a decent mix of experience and somebody who's ready-made right now. Because unfortunately, and it backfired on Alan Hansen back in the day after United got drubbed against Southampton opening day of the season. And he said on Match of the Day, you can't win anything. You can't win anything with kids. You can't win anything with kids. And it's a very famous line that Alan Hansen uttered there, and it turned out that he was completely bloody wrong, because that season United did win with kids. But we also have had a mix of experience in there. We had a mix of quality in there. And you do need that. We've still got some quality senior players, the likes of Pogba, the likes of Mata. Who else is there that springs to mind? I was going to say Matic, but he's just senior. He's not quality. Martial's 24, but it's a young team. We've got a very, very young team. So to get quality players in will only help out in terms of how much experience there is overall in the team. And also, you do need that good mix of experience and youth. Like, you can't just do it with one or the other. I truly believe that. Shafi's Rahman comments, by Vinicius Jr. I mean, in an ideal world, that would be fantastic, but that's not. I don't see him wanting to leave Real and come into Manchester United. But yeah, he's a quality player. Sam Ingram, how you doing? Sam comments, dear Flying Pig, Manchester United could do with playing Axel Twanzebe and Mason Greenwood, Brandon Williams against Arsenal from the start on Sir Alex Ferguson's birthday. Top man, I definitely think we'll see a couple of those players start. I doubt Twanzebe will make his way in there. I think Maguire and Lindelof did a decent job in the last time out. I think Solskjaer favours that partnership at the back there. Personally, I'd rather see Maguire and Twanzebe given the nod as the centre-back pairing for United. So I hear you, but I do think we're going to see Mason Greenwood in that game, and I do think we're going to see Brandon Williams in that game. If you look how good Brandon Williams was in the previous game, I gave him my man of the match. I thought he put in an unbelievable performance. United have got great young players. Just need to add a bit of experience, bit of quality to that. Everybody smash a cheeky little like on this video if you are in here. Let me know your thoughts on Erling Haaland not coming to United and going to Dortmund. Sorry JP, I missed your super chat, did I there, buddy? He says, please have a look at my super chat, you bacon roll. How did I miss that one, JP? Let's see if I can find it. Thank you very, very much, buddy, for getting in there with that. And it's not coming up on here, mate, to be honest. So can you just type it out again? Because I can't find it there, I'm afraid. But thank you. I don't mean super chat again. I just mean type it out again. Alex Rudd comments, Mr. Flying Pig HD, your channel subscription is gone. I have no idea why that would be, my friend. Alex Rincon has just come in there and said, welcome to the Bacon Brigade. So he's managed to be able to do it. Thank you very much, the Rinconator, the latest member of the Bacano Brigado. Thank you very much. He says it isn't there. Okay, I have no idea what's going on there. Maybe it's because you're already a member of it, Rudd. Maybe that's the reason. Anyway, JP says, did it show up? I don't know. He said, I sent £7 and said, get some donuts. JP, sorry, mate. I don't know why I can't see that at my end. Usually it does, but I really appreciate that, my friend. I will get some bloody donuts. So thank you very, very much for that, man. Really appreciate that, legend. And everybody else who's tuning in, I'm pretty much going to wrap this one up, but just get a few comments in here at the end and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Haaland stuff, and we'll just wrap it up and end it here. JP, he says, we'll check my account, see if it's registered. Good man. Sterner says, here's to hoping. Matt Lewis, good glory, Man United. Matt Rush says, dead January window, methinks big. Right, well, the January transfer window for United is an important one. We need to bring some players in. We need a creative mid. We need a defensive mid. We could do with a winger. We could do with a striker. Those things are absolutely true. But certain players come into this football club who don't necessarily want to be here. People like Erling Haaland, I'm looking at him and I'm going, he's got a great opportunity to come here. He obviously doesn't realise just how special a football club this is right now. Sure, we might be in a transitional period. We might be a sleeping giant. We might be bottling it a little bit at the moment. But we're still a fantastic football club. And for him to just, turn his nose up at us over a few pennies or over a release clause in the future just goes to show me he's not really that type of United player that we need right now. We want the hungry players, the players that have something to prove. So to me, it's not ideal. Sam comments, dear Flying Pig, Manchester United should swap Andreas Pereira for Bruno Fernandes. Hey, I mean, I don't mind Andreas Pereira so much, you know. Look, in fact, that's probably he's not very good, but he's an all right squad player. I like the fact that we can just have him and use him in certain games. I think he's a useful player to have around. But in those terms, he probably does halt the progression of the likes of Gomez and the likes of Chong. So would I be bothered if Andreas Pereira was let go by Manchester United? You know, I like him. He's a nice bloke, but I wouldn't be that bothered, in all honesty. And if we could somehow get Bruno Fernandes for it, that would make a lot of sense, because I think there's a certain ceiling when it comes to Andreas Pereira. He just doesn't, he cannot penetrate the defence often enough to a high enough standard. And we've seen that a lot of times this season. He tries, but it's just not that great. Alex Rod with the super chat says, this is how important the Champions League is. Yeah, absolutely. In terms of bringing players to clubs, we don't have it. Borussia Dortmund do. It's obviously a very big draw and a big requirement for players. I'm just surprised that a 19-year-old in the position of Haaland is that bothered about it right now, because he's so young. He's got a heck of a future ahead of him. Like, why hurry it? But there you go. And by the way, Rod, I'm very disappointed with Arsenal earlier, my friend. Very disappointed. I'm sure you are too. I was hoping for some sort of a Chelsea buckle or a bottle job. In the end, it's Arsenal who have bottle jobbed it. They led for most of the game, and then they've conceded two late goals in the last sort of 10 minutes of the game. It is a bloody nightmare, the Ruddinator. And we were obviously 1 point behind Chelsea. It would have been better for an Arsenal win, but there you go. The Saint comments, thanks, Pig, sod Haaland. I agree, that's it. You had your opportunity, lad. You had your opportunity to come and play for the greatest football club in all the land, and you've snubbed us over a release clause or something. Do you know what I mean? Do one! Just like his pissing father. Where's Roy Keane when you need him to just snap him? Had Roy Keane got a son around about Erling Haaland's age? Let's get him playing over there in the Bundesliga, eh? Let's get Roy Keane's son playing over in the Bundesliga. Don't think he's got one that age, but even so, let's make one in a lab. Give him Roy Keane's mentality too. Matt Rush comments, money mad Haaland. The Saint, Haaland's a melt. JP comments, Haaland was born in Leeds. There you go. I mean, it's Dan Alfinger Haaland, you know. He was never going to come and join United, was he? Roy Keane bloody slapped him. He slapped his daddy. Right. This dude, The Saint, Farn141, Stjerna Kilda, Matt Rush, JP, Alex Rudd, Alex Rincon, everybody else. I'm going to wrap this video up now. It's just supposed to be a really quick one, actually, like 10 minutes. Turned into 27 minutes here. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in this year on this channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Haaland deal. This just happened. He's gone to Dortmund, of course. Apparently, I'm the only United channel doing a video about this right now. I'm sure there will be some other ones coming, but obviously a lot of the other channels have already said that Haaland was pretty much covered as far as I know. So there you go. Egg on their face. But thank you very much for tuning in, lads and lasses. Have yourself a happy new year. Have a bloody good one. Like I said, if there's any really serious transfer news and speculation to do with Manchester United on the channel, I will be doing it and doing a video about it. So keep a lookout for that. But until that actually comes, until that actually happens, until there's some sort of realistic news stories going on, I won't be just fabricating stuff for views. That's not how I want to do it. But if there is a real legitimate story to talk about in terms of Manchester United or even other big stories, then I will be jumping on that and talking about it. So there you go. Anyway, guys, you have yourselves a bloody good one. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you very, very soon. Wednesday, Pig and the Hen Show. Tomorrow, I'm going to be jumping on here doing a bit of Monday analysis. We've got an end-of-year channel highlight video to be coming over the next day or two as well. So make sure you keep a lookout for that one also. But yeah, come back once this video is finished. Apologies if I've not replied to you in the live chat here. I try to reply to as many different people as possible. But if I haven't done, come back in a few minutes' time, or even if I have done, and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments, and I'll respond to you in good time there. You have yourselves a bloody good one. You've been watching The Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Come on, United. Come on, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Come on, Ed Woodward. Come on, the Glazers. Pull your freaking fingers out of those many pies and get some quality signings through the door in January, because United are absolutely desperate for it at the moment. It's fucking shocking. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. This is The Pig. And come on, United.